Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, making some really good trades. And yep, let's just get into it. Right now we can see that Bitcoin is back up to $24,297, so basically $300. We were at $24,400 not too long ago, but price is coming down right now. Let's see what happens in the coming days as the CPI came in lower than expectations, which is good for the markets, and we can see that by the Nasdaq rallying over 2.89% on the day, and then Russell 2.95%. So things are looking very good. It's time to put your moon pants back on. We're going back to the all-time highs of 69,000s. No problem. Nada. Just kidding. That's definitely not what's gonna happen. I mean, there's always probabilities, and the probabilities of that happening are probably slim to none, but I mean, there's always a chance, right? Maybe the Federal Reserve of the US adopts Bitcoin as their currency. Then you'll maybe go to the all-time highs. But yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. But yeah, let's keep going. Right now, Bitcoin breaking 24,100 to 200. Again, this previous high proved to be quite a little bit of resistance, but we see that when we got rejected, we came back down, retested this channel as support, and now we're on our way back up. So are we going to go to 26,000? Are we going to go to 28,200? Well, a lot of this is going to depend on what's going to happen in the traditional markets in the coming days. As you know, you can see the S&P 500 rallying a little bit. Actually, let's take a look right here. We'll make this the 200-day moving average because I actually want to show you guys something that's going to be quite interesting. So you got your 200-day right there. You have a major trend line coming in for the S&P 500, and let's take a look at one more thing. There is a major trend line as well that's going to be pivoting as well, I believe. Let me just draw it right here, and I think that's it right there. So boom, look at that. So then you got your pivot high right here, your pivot high, and then you these two pivot lows kind of pierced it a little bit. You didn't really get a confirmation, and then you got a big reversal there, so that's okay. And then you got some touch points right there, and then boom, you could potentially start to run into a lot of resistance there. So you got a major trend line there, another one here, and then a 200-day moving average. And on top of that, you could probably add these previous highs as well as resistance. So that's probably gonna you're probably gonna run into a lot of resistance. And on top of that, the RSI is getting close to getting pretty overbought right now. And then this would coincide with the top of the markets, and you know, a lot of people are getting really hopeful. And you can see the tech stocks are rallying immensely. The altcoins are starting to pop off one by one. I think NEAR went up 10% today, and that's actually a reason why we took a little bit of a short on NEAR on our spot trades. Which, by the way, we still have a 100% win rate on our spot trades. After over 22 trades, we have won all of them, and we've actually produced a 16. Let's take a look here. It's nothing too crazy, but it's still a 16.72% return on our $10,000 account. So we've made over $1,600 trading the crypto markets, but pretty good overall. And then out, small gains here, small gains there. They tend to add up, right? Still gains. Now let's take a look at the vector candles. Something I do want to show you guys right here on the daily time frame. We have a very big green vector candle now for Bitcoin, and usually, I mean, most of the time we recover these vector candles, as you can see right here. Like we talked about yesterday, we have Bitcoin price surge, and then you create these two vector candles. Eventually the price will come back down and recover them, and you can see that the price eventually came all the way back down and came into contact with this trend line, which coincided with the price bottoming out, and that's where we entered our long. And then we made over 100% on that trade when the price moved, obviously not following that yellow line. That's way too high. But yeah, right now Bitcoin pumping. We've created another vector candle, but we still have a red vector candle up here at 26,600 to be recovered. So is that going to be our top, right? When the S&P 500 starts to pump around this area and we run into all this resistance here, is that going to prove to be, you know, the top for Bitcoin as well, right? Is that when Bitcoin pumps to 26,000, or is it going to pump to 28,000? Who knows? Let's see what happens. Right now, you could definitely see that we are going to run into some resistance at these levels right here from this previous low. There we go. let's draw a nice little straight trend line right there. Are we gonna top out around this area, around 26,600? Oh man, that would be that'd be pretty crazy. Let's see what happens. I'm in the camp that we are going to get a market reversal soon, as you guys can probably tell in the Discord. I'm entering some shorts right now on the markets, shorting Microsoft, shorting Tesla, we're shorting Apple, shorting Texas Instruments, shorting Uber. We're getting into lots of shorts at the moment because this is the time to start taking your profits. You know, we took a lot of profits on our longs, and now we're starting to enter our short positions because this is just another bear market rally. A lot of people don't understand that. They think that the bull market has restarted. They just buy the dip, that buy the dip mentality. And you know, we haven't found the bottom yet in the bear market, because when you found a definitive bottom in a bear market, you know, bear market bottom, that's when you've crushed all hope. There's no more hope. Nobody wants to buy anymore. That's when you have your bottom, and that's when you buy stocks. In 2008, when the market crashed and nobody wanted to buy, that's when you start to buy, when there's blood in the streets, essentially, like Warren Buffett says. Let's take a look at our Uber chart as well. Actually, we can see that we actually are piercing this level right here, but you could adjust this trend line, maybe fit this previous top, and then you could probably come into contact a little bit better. Yeah, and then you could technically say that we haven't made contact yet, so we are in a bit of a loss in our short position. Obviously, we shorted the top right here. We were in the money, but the price is coming up once again. But Uber looks extremely overbought to me, especially on the daily time frame, and it's actually coming into contact with that 200-day moving average. So you got a little bit of confluence there, so I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but you guys can do whatever you want. Let's keep going. Let's do some analysis on Ethereum, and we'll actually cover something very, very interesting that we found on Ethereum yesterday, and it's actually quite bearish. But I don't want to sway anyone from making any trades right now. You guys can do whatever you want with your money, and let's keep going. All right, what did we cover yesterday? So yesterday we were talking about Ethereum inside the Discord, which, by the way, after this video, I'm gonna make it not free, because the scammers won't leave us alone. Every time we make our Discord free, or at least the general chat free, it just gets flooded with scammers, and I can't take it anymore. The least I can do is I can make the Discord membership $3 if you just want to join the general chat and support the channel. You can at least join for $3 a month, and then you can chat with everyone and get some pretty good trading ideas. Okay, so now moving on, I'll talk about what we covered yesterday in the Discord. And essentially, I believe I drew it right here on Market Cipher with the Ethereum chart. We'll zoom out a little bit on the daily time frame, and let's go all the way back here from the 2018 bull run, where we had a huge bear market rally in Ethereum. I believe this was a pump from $362 all the way to $800, which was a 122% pump, or basically a 120% pump. What's going on with my mouse here? All right, let's take a look right here. Let's copy the bar patterns from 2018, and then we could just copy this entire thing right here, and then we'll drag it all the way to our present time. Obviously, past patterns obviously don't mean that it's going to be the exact same thing, but it would come pretty damn close to coming into contact with this moving average right here. I believe we drew it on the 200-day as well. Let me just add the 200-day quickly. I believe the Market Cipher one is a 200-day, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so the long-term trend line is a 200-day, so we'll just leave that one there. So that's your 200-day moving average, and from there we had an 89% correction, I believe, from the 2018 top, or not the top, from the bear market rally top, and it was an 89% correction in Ethereum, right? Or 90%, 89%, give or take, 90%, 89%, basically the same thing. Now let's take a look at Ethereum on Traders Realities Indicator with the green vector candle. So you guys already know that the green vector candles, we will eventually come down and recover the green vector candles, right? It always, eventually the price always comes back down and recovers these green vectors, right? The market makers will push the price down and recover these candles. We could see that right here from this top, or if we come into contact with a 200-day, the price is basically $2,100. And from there on, what is a 90% correction from 2,100 all the way down 90%? We'll see. I'll show you guys what we found yesterday in the Discord. And let's draw down 90%. And 90% brings us to this yellow line, and you guys already know that yellow line is a green vector candle, the last one that has to be recovered for Ethereum. And that's why I still think Ethereum will probably come back down to $200 to recover this green vector candle. I know this is going to make a lot of people angry because, you know, I'm crushing their hopes and dreams. They bought the top at 4,000 and they don't want to hear that. But you know what? The price is most likely going to come back down to $200. Again, this doesn't mean it's going to happen immediately. Ethereum and Bitcoin can probably still pump a little bit more towards the upside, right? You could probably pump up another $200 on Ethereum, but at that point I will probably most likely enter a long-term short position on Ethereum. We're gonna ride this baby down to 90%, and you know, we're gonna cash it out when it gets to $200, and then you can open your longs. But yeah, ultimately that's where I think Ethereum is going. And for Bitcoin, you guys definitely don't want to know what the Bitcoin predictions are, but Bitcoin, you still have a green vector candle to be recovered at 13,778, and then you have another one to be recovered at $5,346. And you could even see that during that March 2020 crash, we had these green vectors to be recovered, and eventually, you know what happened? We recovered them. Price came down and we recovered this green vector candle. Obviously this was almost April 2019. It was almost an entire year that it took for it to recover the green vector candle, but ultimately it recovered it. So just some food for thought. You know, obviously none of this is financial advice. You guys can do whatever you want with your money, but yeah, just pay attention to the charts and let's see what happens. Okay, all right, that's enough for tonight. I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you guys want to see all my trades, you guys can join the Discord. The link's in the description. Profit loss history is also posted on my website, so you guys know what you're buying. And Bitcoin, by the way, is still in this bearish flag right now, this bear flag. So maybe we'll pop up to 25,000. Maybe we'll have a wake up to 25,500, and then we'll get rejected, and we'll get a breakdown. But yeah, you know, a lot of this is going to be reliant on what's going to happen in the traditional markets. You can even see that the Dow Jones is at resistance, but if we push a little bit further, you're going to get some resistance around 34,000 on the Dow Jones. And actually, let me check what the 200-day moving average is right here. I just can't stop myself right now. I'm on a roll. I want to keep going. Yeah, you know what? The 200-day is coming pretty damn close to that moving average as well. So then you got 2 points of confluence, increasing your probabilities of a short. We are already in some small short positions, but we're going to build them up even more once we get to those levels. And oil, by the way, getting back up to $92. And if you guys actually want to talk a little bit more about oil before we end the video, because the United States government has been releasing a huge amount of oil from their strategic petroleum reserves. I believe they had 600 million barrels at the beginning of the year, and now they are down to 486 million barrels of oil, which means they have released over 114 million barrels of oil into the market, flooding the market, trying to push the price down manually. But you know what? That is just a short-term solution for a long-term problem, and they think that they can solve it by, you know, pushing the price of oil down by manually unloading their strategic or it's actually their emergency, you know, oil reserve in the US, and not really supposed to use it, but you know, they're using it now. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful night. Love you guys. Peace. Don't forget to smash that like button and leave a like and subscribe. Peace.